here to read for you again. Hello, Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. Welcome, happy Manifestation Monday here on my channel. Today's reading is going to be all about your manifestations, maybe some specific details about what you're manifesting, or possibly just some like typical reminders that you should be aware of for your energy around your manifestations. I personally follow the law of assumption, or Neville Goddard's teachings, not to a T, because I don't know, everything's up to interpretation, but that's what I view manifestation through the scope of. But your personal viewpoints are also welcome. So if you get any intuitive downloads or whatever throughout this reading that is unrelated to what I'm saying, go ahead and take that, because I feel like your higher self and your spirit, can communicate to you just fine without any tarot reader on the internet. So yeah. I just saw a comment from one of my dear darlings. I don't know your name. I need to ask your name. I'm so sorry. But he asked, just real quick, unrelated to the reading. Sorry. If you want to skip forward, you can. He asked basically about why my voice sounds different on my shorts versus on my main videos. So I wanted to give a little info about that. It's the same microphone, but for the voiceovers for the shorts, I use... One second. I've got my little voice box here, okay, so I put my phone with my microphone, and I had to be really, really close. So, I used to just record with like my normal voice, but it sounded really loud and abrasive. So I decided to change for my shorts to be a more calming, soothing voice, because I really want that time on my shorts to be something that is peaceful, and yeah, I don't want it to be abrasive, and unfortunately I can vocally communicate very abrasively, so it's also just the difference. This microphone is really far away from me versus being this close, so the same level of volume that I'd speak with the voice box, sounds extremely loud. So I just have to be very intentional. Yeah, I hope that clears it up. I'll still respond to your comments specifically. But yeah, there's no strange questions. Feel free to ask me whatever you want. I'm an open book, okay? All right, let's jump right in. I'm going to get some tea real quick. I'm going to put that back there. That way I don't mess up space for my reading. Okay. Some Florida water going. And then we're going to clear for you with a crystal selenite, and clear for me. Deep cleansing breaths. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with the Moonology Oracle deck to kind of get an overview of what's going on with your manifestations, okay? And then we'll dive in with tarot. Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to come through for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, this card wanted to come out. Nothing is yet set in stone. Why am I stumbling? I'm like stuttering. Communication, mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Okay. So is this about circumstances? The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. And you're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon on the bottom. Okay. There's an immense amount of blue there. And I'm feeling this energy of like kind of melancholy. Maybe someone's feeling really unmotivated, or just kind of down about where their manifestations are at right now, which is completely normal, and I feel like everyone experiences that. I'm not trying to downplay your situation at all. I'm trying to relate, okay? I feel like this is being hung up on the past or circumstances. 444 on the clock. You might be seeing a lot of fours, or fours could be significant. You could be born on the 4th or in April. Doesn't have to be though. Either way, I just feel like there's this like being pulled between two sides of yourself, one that's optimistic and one that's, pessimistic about your manifestations, one that's looking towards the future and one that's sort of looking at the current circumstances or the past, and how that could affect your future, right? I feel like this is a nervousness to step into a new version of self, with step out of your comfort zone. And there's some emphasis being placed here about deciding the version of self that you want to be. What do you want for your life? Instead of looking for the things externally that you want to happen, you need to embody being the person who has those things, right? Who is that person with whatever you're wanting, right? Manifestation comes from you stepping into being the person who has your desires, okay? If you are staying as your old self, who is limited by their circumstances, limited by, their upbringing or whatever. It doesn't even have to be upbringing. That always comes up for me, and I'm sorry. Limited by whatever you believe you're limited by. Then you have to choose to say, I'm no longer that version of myself. You can even write a letter to yourself if you want to. You don't have to. But there needs to be some sort of process where you officially sort of resign from your former self. And that sounds very legal. It sounds very logical, but sometimes our brains are very logical, and that's why we get hung up on why things can't be the way that we want them to, or how, our circumstances could impact the future, right? Is we think too logically. So use that logic to your advantage to sort of disconnect, be like, this version of me is no longer working. So I'm officially letting you go. Thank you for what I've learned from you so far, but this part of me cannot go forward with me. This part of me has no place being with this new version of self who has what I want, okay? Nothing is set in stone. You can change your mind anytime you want. You can change your energy anytime you want. You are not destined to be any type of way unless you decide that. You decide what you are destined to be, okay? The answers you need are coming. I feel like the answers are within you, or maybe hopefully this gives you some answers, but we'll see. Either way, I feel like once you just make that firm decision, you're going to see how things rapidly start unfolding for you in your 3D. But ultimately, regardless of what happens around us, I want you to be the version of you that is happy, confident, prosperous, and feels like you have succeeded in what you want to succeed, and you have the ability to feel that energy anytime you want. So I feel like I need to encourage you to step into those feelings, because you can feel them without you can feel those feelings without having the tangible things, right? And you deserve to feel those feelings, okay? Let's see. Wow, interesting. I split, and there's Justice and the Ace of Swords. This is very logical thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. 12:34 on the clock. Logical thinking. Okay. Very logical thinker. Very pragmatic. Which can conflict, because I feel like when you step into feeling the feelings of the desired self that you want to be, who has what you want, who is what you want to be, it requires a level of delusionalness, delusion, because logic tells you, I can't feel this way unless I have this thing. And manifesting is the opposite. It's, I am going to feel this way, and then I'm going to have that thing, right? I'm going to feel this way first, and then watch how I then interpret my life as having that thing, and then that thing comes to me, yeah. Okay, let's see. Spirit, what do you want to tell me in tarot for this wonderful darling of mine and their manifestations? Is there anything specific, or just sort of some guidelines here? Woo! The Tower reversed, the Page of Pentacles, and the Chariot. This is resisting change. This is resisting a drastic change in who you are. 3 of Swords. Wow. Yeah. Page of Swords. More logic. I'm getting very much logical energy. Knight of Cups on bottom. Temperance. Queen of Cups. 8 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. It's interesting that these kind of came out over here, over this Tower reversed. The Tower reversed is you kind of not wanting to take the steps that you need to take to be the version of self that you want to be, right? It's sort of you holding on to a faulty foundation, not wanting to release it. And I feel like the faulty foundation is basically the belief system that you have about, I'll believe it when I see it. Okay? When you're learning how to manifest, you got to flip that script to, I will see it when I believe it. Okay? This is a resistance though, because I feel like Page of Pentacles, that's really good news. It's a good opportunity. It's an opportunity coming in, but it feels small, right? But you're not seeing the potential of where it could go with the Chariot. The Chariot has great potential, right? And it's also rapid moving energy, right? Overcoming obstacles. But I feel like there's this hesitancy about that. Why are you, if you're holding 11:11 on the clock, wow. If you're holding on to your current story, your current circumstances, your current beliefs, how is that going to fit into your new, how is that going to fit into a life where you have what you want, where you are what you want, you've succeeded with what you want to have, you know, how are those two, do those two go hand in hand? 11:33 on the clock. I feel like this resistancy is because you're worried about the disappointment, right? I feel like you're just, this is someone who's getting hung up on like things don't work out for me, right? I actually had a conversation with someone in a subliminal group on Facebook a few weeks ago who was talking about subliminals and how they've been doing, listening to them for like 3 years, and nothing is working, nothing is changing, you know, they recognize that they have a negative mindset, right? And the conversation that I had with her was basically saying, look at how powerful you are. You sit here and you completely own and believe that nothing works, that you can't change, that your mindset is so negative, that these subliminals don't work, that nothing's changing around you, and look at how powerful your beliefs are and what's happening around you. Your beliefs are so potent, and look at how real this reality feels to you now, where nothing works. You're such a good manifester, right? If you can take that power of, look at how I have manifested my current circumstances, right? Even though they're not desirable, but look at how intense my beliefs are. And if I could just flip the script the opposite way and believe the opposite, believe that I am capable of, you know, manifesting good things, that I am capable of changing my subconscious beliefs, that I am capable of being more positive. And if you flip the script, then you'll see how fast things change around you, because this reality that you live in, where nothing works, everything falls through, subliminals don't work, manifestation techniques don't work, you believe that so much, and look at what's happening. You're what you believe is what's happening, right? So change what you believe. It's in you. It's in you. The change is in you, right? And I feel like this maybe hesitancy to change this part of you is because there's this belief that it's not going to work out anyways, right? So it's like, even if you're trying to manifest something, it's like in the back of your mind, you don't believe that it's possible. You believe that there's restrictions. You believe that there's something inhibiting this from being true for you. It feels delusional. It feels nonsensical, right? So then what you actually believe is all those things. It's unrealistic. It's nonsensical, right? It's la la cuckoo land, right? This needs to be addressed, because no matter what techniques you use, if it feels fake, then you believe it's fake, right? And if the thoughts that you believe that this isn't working, that's not possible, you know, if you feel more of a sensation in your body with that, then that tells you what you're believing, right? And this is not me like hounding on you or saying that you're manifesting wrong. You're always manifesting. You're always good at manifesting all the time. So I want you to learn how to feel the things that you want to feel instead of feel the things that you don't want to feel, because you have an active choice and you can choose that. Yes, thoughts come all day, okay? And you will have these thoughts that pop up, and that's completely normal. That doesn't mean that you're failing, but you get to choose as the observer and as the God of your reality. You get to choose what thoughts are true, what thoughts you're going to entertain, what thoughts you're going to feel throughout your body, right? What thoughts you're going to have emotional reaction to. And when you catch yourself doing that, you can just be like, what am I choosing to feel right now? I could choose to think about what I want. Am I choosing to think about what I want? And you have to be honest with yourself. No, I'm not thinking about what I want. Okay, why am I not thinking about what I want? What in me is triggered right now? What belief is attached to this that I need to, pay some attention to and adjust and revise, okay? And it's okay that you have to do this. Everyone has these deep-seated, subconscious beliefs that can put resistance or even blockages up to our manifestation. This is completely normal. You are not too far, gone. You're not too far gone. Nothing is yet set in stone. You're not too negative, right? You have the power to change that, and it does take time, but that's okay. It's okay. Just think back several years. It feels like that happened in a blink of an eye. And I know that's much difficult to think about the future because it feels like something that we haven't experienced yet, but you can experience the future in your imagination, in your feelings first. That is the point of manifesting. That is the Knight of Cups here with Temperance. Temperance is changing negative into positive. It's the transmutation, process basically. It's also like blessing in disguise. So don't be intimidated by these hard moments, okay? Getting to know yourself on the deepest level is the best way to confront yourself and figure out what benefits you and what doesn't benefit you, okay? It's a whole self-love process, okay? Once you step into this, you'll see the energy moving rapidly, okay? 8 of Wands in the Chariot, this is rapid moving energy, okay? It's rapid moving. Things can change on a dime. You can change yourself on a dime. You can have a mental flip, but even if you don't just have a mental flip, just keep practicing, okay? Because practice is enough. Practicing is enough. Okay, let's see what else do I want. What else do we need to know? And then after this deck, I will get what things the universe wants to say. Thumbs up, good job. You're doing awesome, because you are, okay? I hope that these more like, it's not really confrontational. I don't want it to come across as confrontational. I never want this to come across as confrontational or that you're not manifesting well, because you're always manifesting. It's just more like, hey, you should be aware of this, Let's pay close attention to this energy around you right now. And I also want to acknowledge that it's okay if it feels extra difficult right now, especially like with holiday seasons happening. Like, this is a very emotional time, and we're in Mercury retrograde, which just makes people basically reflect on the past and kind of re-examine their past, so you got a double whammy here of a sensitive holiday time, and a Mercury retrograde. So have some grace and patience for yourself. Mercury retrograde. Making me talk all weird. Okay. What else do you want me to know? What else do I need to tell this wonderful, amazing darling of mine on their manifestation journey? 3 of Pentacles. The universe is working with you all the time. The universe is always in agreement with you. And when you come to really embrace that and embrace that power that you are the head honcho of your reality, and the universe says, okay, I agree with your energy. If you want to sit there and think things don't work out, we'll say, okay, I'm going to show you things that you're going to see things, because this is what you believe. You're going to see things that confirm that belief, right? If you want to believe that things always work out for you, that you're unreasonably successful, that you are so loved and worthy and just adored, and, like you're the creme de la creme, then the universe is going to show you so many opportunities where that belief is true, okay? But it starts in you seeing yourself that way first. The Sun. Thank you. Yeah, it starts in you seeing yourself first. I like that the sun came out because the sun is very childlike energy and enlightenment. And enlightenment comes, I feel like that childlike wonder and excitement is such a huge part of enlightenment, right? It is a very delusional experience, right? Just the imagination that children have, right? We need to get back in touch with that because children imagine things and experience it and live it like it's real, you know? And that's such an important step, right? You get to be the version of you that is happy whenever you want. You get to create that in your mind. The world and then the Empress. Look at that. Five of Wands on bottom, Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, Ten of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So the sun came out crossing this Three of Pentacles, and I just feel like it's like the universe is like, if you choose happy, we'll be happy with you. Like, if you choose happy, then you're going to view the world through your lens of happy. If you choose, you know, positivity, then you're going to view the world through a lens of positivity. It's all completely up to you. You can change this anytime you want. And I feel like you've done so much growth already. The world is a successful end of a cycle, right? This is you upgrading, up-leveling. And I feel like it's embodying you stepping out of, it's the end of the fool's journey in the tarot. So I feel like you are officially stepping out of this version of yourself, right? And into the version of yourself that has it all, is it all, okay? The Empress completely embodies that, okay? This is the goddess of reality. Like, she, very fertile, so you may be experiencing a lot of, like, opportunities coming up for you that really showcase your creativity, your abilities, basically your strengths, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not without its burdens, right? The imagery here of pregnancy is a beautiful, amazing thing. You know, creating life is wonderful, but it's very taxing on the body, you know, the body who's carrying the baby. It's very taxing. Everything has to move around. Your bones shift, your joints shift, like your organs get moved around. New things happen to your body that never happened before. And then there's the birthing process, which is a ground shaking. That's like a tower moment to me. Birth. It's a catastrophic event, right? So I feel like old you can't come with you, right? You want to birth this new reality, then you have to step into this version of you that is going to fully create it, and that comes with all the ups and downs that comes along the way, right? Yeah. I feel like you're doing amazing, though. This wasn't even like what you're doing well, but that's just the message that wanted to come out. Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups on bottom. Page of Wands, Ten of Swords. Specific message, and this is not for everyone, but if you are fertile and have a uterus, you could be pregnant or having a baby soon. That is a very, very, that's obviously not for everyone. On a non-fertile, you know, thought train here, then I just feel like you get to choose what you put your focus and passion into, right? The wands are very much your spirit, your fire. I have a hard time explaining this because I also feel like wands are feelings. I know that cups are emotions, but I feel like wands are the embodied feeling in your body, okay? Like the sensations in your body associated with emotions. Emotions would be what you're feeling emotionally: happy, sad, mad, frustrated, excited, you know, loving, vengeful, whatever. Those are the emotions. And then I feel like the wands really encompass the sensation in your body, right? That makes you kind of want to fight or flight. So I feel like this is just emphasizing, like, you get to choose what gets a rise out of you or what doesn't get a rise out of you. And there's always an option to choose what you love. There's always an option to nurture the thoughts that you have, you know, and what thoughts are you nurturing? Is it in your best interest, or is it really against what you're wanting? Just being mindful of that, okay? Page of Wands and then the Ten of Swords. I feel like I feel like this is saying to pull inspiration from the tragedies in your life. And I'm not saying to like sugarcoat what's happened in your past, but the Page of Wands is an excited new beginning, and it's starting a venture, you know, it's inspiration. But the Ten of Swords is the least inspiring card, I feel like, because it is devastation, loss, betrayal, abandonment, you know, and I feel like that's been your past, and that's why you're here trying to manifest a new reality, whatever you're trying to manifest, which is completely normal. That's how a lot of people start manifesting. But I feel like there's just emphasis here about, are you spending a lot of your mental time reminiscing about these moments in your life? Because the more you do that, the more you're going to feel that, the more you're going to see it, okay? There's a whole difference. I want to honor processing grief, processing all of those hard moments. I'm not saying to bypass those at all. I think processing is completely necessary. At some point you have to choose, and you will know when it's right for you, when it is time for you to be the version of self who gets back up, okay? And you can always get back up, right? You can always get back up. So let's flip the opposite way, which is interesting. The Knight of Pentacles was facing the Six of Swords. Knight of Pentacles facing the Six of Swords, like sandwiched. Maybe the problem is that you feel like because there's been so much, it's going to take too long for you to create something new or to move past that level of heartache and betrayal. But there's just like, it's only going to be that way if you believe that, because then that's how you're going to live your life as truth. So first of all, time's kind of irrelevant, and I know it doesn't feel like that whenever you're manifesting, especially if you're just learning about it. Time feels very relevant, but like I said, if you think back, 5-10 years, it feels like that was just a blink. That feels like not that long ago. Every day I am shocked by how much time has gone by, and even how wounds from 10-15 years ago can still feel as fresh as today. Time flies by. And so if you can just really dedicate yourself to consistency, to moving forward, to moving your thoughts from stormy weathers, expecting the worst, sort of fear and worry and anxiety and all of those things that would come with a hurricane in the ocean, basically. If you can really be dedicated and consistent on changing those thoughts and addressing that and just saying, like, what am I choosing? Then you'll see how fast things change energetically around you. This has just been the repeating message this whole reading, it feels like. Okay, let's see. I want to see what you're doing well before we close it out with some healing energy oracles. And I might do angel answers this time too, because it's been a minute since I did angel answers. So we'll get there when we get there. Slow down, Hillary. We'll get there when we get there. All right, Spirit, what is my wonderful darling here doing well to benefit the manifestations that they are wanting to come in to their life? How are they lining up and being the version of self that they want to be? 8 of Wands. Look at you. Look at you. I know for sure that you know what you want. You're very decisive. Okay? It's not that you are wishy-washy on what you want. It's that you have an old version of self that is going back and forth between what you see in front of you and the unseen. The Lovers is a choice between flesh and soul. Okay, it's also a love choice. It could be a divine connection for sure, but I feel like this is talking about the balancing between physical and spiritual, okay? I feel like you could have been someone before who is very much locked into, like I said, what you see is what you believe. And the Lovers, especially with the 8 of Wands and being something positive towards being the self that you want to be, is you addressing, seeing, then believe. Or no, believing and then seeing. Does that make sense? We'll see. We'll see. 5 of Wands. Do all those want to come out? 8 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. I really like that those came out. But not. There's that fetus image. This is another fetus image. So there's another representation of fertility or pregnancy if that's your story. So this could be confirmation for you. If it's not pregnancy, then it could be adoption too. Okay. Expanding family, children, or it could just be basically rebirthing the child in you, right? Creating yourself from scratch. Okay. But I feel like you're walking away from feeling like I'm getting like a deer in headlights with the 2 of Swords energy. This would be at a crossroads, feeling like you're unable to decide which way to go, not really wanting to see the way forward, just sort of feeling trapped in your circumstances. It's also willful blindness, okay, about what to do next, feeling stuck, right? I feel like you're leaving that behind. You're recognizing that that doesn't serve you. That's not the version of self that you want to be. You don't want to be someone who doesn't know what steps to take. You want to be someone who knows what to do next, right? Always taking the next step, no matter what comes your way, right? And just choosing, keeping the end goal in mind, keeping the desire in mind, and moving, making every decision towards that goal that you have, right? The 7 of Pentacles, I like that came out because it's a card of reevaluation, right? It's you reevaluating. So maybe this reflectiveness has not really been too much about hurt or pain in the past, and it's more about reflecting on your mindset that you've had in the past. And I feel like you're very honest with yourself about this. Obviously, if this message resonates with you, then you are very reflective with yourself. And so you're already doing the first step, right, into thought revision, into oh my gosh, like self accountability, right? And then the next step is just you keeping your choice in mind, keeping your goal in mind, and choosing those thoughts, choosing, to think about what you want, what you desire, choosing to feel those feelings. I feel like you're already doing that. You're kind of cutting out the drama that says, that's not possible. I can't do this. You're cutting it out. And I think it's really beautiful because this is you coming into full wholeness with yourself, okay? This is complete. It's like owning your whole power with the Lovers. I do like that imagery because it's the two being one, the wholeness. It's recognizing that you don't need outside of you to make yourself be any type of way. So, yeah, I'm really proud of you. I feel very like, maybe it's that melancholy energy, but it's just sort of like a peaceful, calm energy. I don't know. I really enjoy it. So I appreciate if this is your energy. Thanks for sharing it with me. It feels nice to just kind of, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get you some healing energy. Nope. Angel answers first, and then I'll do healing energy oracles for you. So if you would like to ask a question, you do not have to, but if you would like to, go right ahead and use your intuition for these answers, okay? Obviously, tarot is not tarot and card readers. We just pick up on the current energy, okay? It's not set in stone. It's not like a definite answer for your life. Energy can change at any point. Nothing is set in stone, not even tarot readings, okay? So use your intuition for these answers. Disregard them if it does not fit your desires, okay? I will also interpret these in my own way. So if you don't want to ask a question, you don't have to, okay? Okay, Spirit, will you please answer the question that my darling has asked and give me the words. Give me the messages that they need to hear from this deck, please. Thank you. am in the wrong deck. I'm in the Romance Angels deck. Everything happens for a reason. I'm just going to read these and I'll try to read them in a not... That's so bizarre. Where's my... Oh, there's my angel answers. Whoops. Okay. Everything happens for a reason. I'm going to read these cards anyways, even though that was not the right deck. Oh my gosh. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. This is you being completely honest with yourself. If there's other people involved, it could be a specific person or family or whatever, but if there's other people involved in what you're trying to manifest, then you need to be the version of self that has the intimacy that you desire with this person, you know, the openness, the heart to heart. So if you're afraid to open up to someone or express your feelings, then what version of self are you choosing to be? You're choosing to be the version of self that, you know, feels like they're too much with their feelings, or feels like, you know, they're not safe in their situation, right? As much as you can, go back to being the version of self that is safe, that is loved, that is, you know, cared about, and all of these things, because that matters first, is how you're viewing yourself, okay? Heart-to-heart conversations. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. That's for someone. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So in a more generic interpretation of this is beliefs, right? Religious factors to me equates to belief systems. So whether that be in a, you know, organized religion or not, I think it's more about beliefs in who you are, your self-concept, who you believe, how you believe the world around you interacts with you, your place in the world and with the people around you. So you need to be very intentional about your beliefs about you, okay? Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is what I'm saying. Like, you get to be the version of self that you want to be. And it's far more better for your heart and soul to step into feeling and embodying the state of who you want to be, okay? This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. I feel like this is saying it all comes back to you, okay? If you don't believe that things work out for you romantically, if you don't believe that, you know, someone could basically wine and dine you, or, you know, be super romantic, you know, if you don't believe the things that you want for relationships specifically, then you will interpret any relationship in a way that is against romanticism or whatever type of relationship you're trying to manifest, if that's what you're manifesting. Either way, it's all about you, okay? It's all about you. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. This is you saying, this is the universe saying, you need to stop relying so heavily on your circumstances, on your 3D, right? Again, it's the confronting the I'll believe it when I see it versus I'll see it when I believe it, right? Gotta choose, right? At the bottom, there's children again. So here's another sign about children, you know, whether that be new children or embodying, you know, the delusionalness of children and their imagination. You let it talk to you however you want. I'm going to get your answer now from Angel Answers. I can't believe I messed that up. They kind of look the same. I guess I can kind of understand it. You're like, no, they really don't look the same. I know. I'm sorry. Okay. Now would you like to answer their question if they asked one through this deck? I'm sorry. Thank you so much for communicating through that other deck for me, though. Okay. Answer my darling's question that they asked, please. Oh, goodness. Wait. They don't love you like I love you. Wait. They don't love you like I love you. Maps. Maps? who sings that? I don't remember off the top of my head. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Maps. M-A-P-S. Okay, that's a channeled song there. Okay, you're ready. You're ready. You're ready. You just gotta believe you're ready within the next few weeks. That's nice. Improving health. This could be physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, a healthy, relationship. It could be relationship too. Recovery. Look at you. Bouncing back. Better than ever. Big, happy changes. That's what I like to see. And then no came out. I don't have any intuitive information for this one. So hopefully you do. It could be completely irrelevant. Like I said, take the cards with a grain of salt. Tarot is not set in stone. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is yet set in stone, okay? I'm just reading the current energy. So I hope that this was super helpful for you, that you feel seen, that you kind of got some information that you needed for your manifestations. And I just am so looking forward to you stepping into being the version of self that you desire to be, okay? Because you deserve it, and you can choose that feeling anytime you want. And you'll have to let me know how it goes. How are you going to choose to be the version of self that you desire today, right? Let me know. Let me know. I will get 2 comments tonight. Thank you so much for everyone who has commented, and I love and appreciate you all. I'm sorry I'm having such a hard time with my mouth. Thank you, Mercury retrograde, with communication issues. Okay. Take care. Ta-ta.